Right, hello, my name's Ben, and let's get rid of that. Right, hello, welcome, thank you for clicking the link. My name's Ben, and you are watching my devlog. In this devlog, I talk about my development of my game Broken. This is the first time I built a game in Unity, so I'm documenting it on the Tube of You.
Shut up and sit down.
But before we start, time for a beer. I've got a special one today. There's going to be a bit of varied content in this video, and I've got something from the local-ish brewery, a barrel-aged imperial stout that I was saving for Christmas, but fuck it, I can't be bothered. I haven't got as many beers in the fridge as I thought I had, and I fancy something decent because it's actually coming up to a year since I started this project. And bloody hell. Bennett, how much wax do you want on the lid? Coming up to a year. I want my beer. Coming up to a year, and I feel like sort of celebrating that a little bit actually, because I was just looking at my initial dev plan that I sent to the publishers. And I've come a long way in a short period of time. It's easy to forget, and this is why I like doing these YouTube videos, is because it sort of documents my process. So I do actually go back, and every now and then I'll just jump through my videos to see where I was and where I am. I was hoping to get a demo ready by the end of this month, end of November. It's looking like I might be in a position to do that, but again, I'm not going to rush it because I've got nobody on my back chasing me for this game, so I might actually just spend a bit more time and do some things that I've been wanting to do for a while, mainly VR, which is running perfectly at the moment, so I'm so happy about that. But I need to do all the controls and the UI, and surely you can just go through this. Why am I doing it this way? Yeah, old dairy. Can you use not a bit of wax, but perhaps not add so much onto the bottle? Yeah. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Worked up a sweat. Interesting cap. Get on that. Cheers, everybody. Ooh, nice. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, we like that. I'll have to go back and get another one for Christmas now. That'd be a shame. Right. So, on with the show. What have I got? Let's start with where I was. This is what I sent to the publishers a good few months after development, and I in there I put a sort of history of the game's development to date, which I thought I started in November for this game, but it turns out actually my first post on Twitter was in December. Yeah, and it all kicked off when I had a walk around our local nature reserve, and I thought, yeah, I should tell this story that I've been thinking about, and sort of been trying to think of a platform or a way to tell it, and then started look my first ever bit of Unity, a box on a field with some, I guess you could call them mountains, hills, and it's yeah, from there it really kicked off. Got it running on mobile, which it won't do now because of the HDRP settings, which is fine. I'm not too worried about hitting the mobile market anymore, especially for Android, iOS. Started testing on different devices. Had to rebuild my new PC. Got a new graphics card that actually fried my PC when I plugged it in, so I had to buy a new bloody PC. Yeah, just playing around with different textures, learning how Unity works and what you can do in it. Sort of the initial island, which was way too big at the time. I was being far too optimistic at that stage, so I scaled it right back. playing with lighting, water, shadows. Moving over to HDRP, which caused no end of issues for me with textures and trying to sort all that out. I remember spending about 2 weeks trying to get my game back. I'm really starting to panic, but it finally came through, and it looked awesome after that. And then you start playing with volumetric fog and that type of thing. VR, the initial trials, got it running in VR, and just started bringing it to life. And that was January, March. That's where that must have been not long after that I sent the publisher, this to where I am today. So I've actually come quite a way. I'm quite proud of myself. It's looking good, but I know I've still got a long way to go. The demo is getting close. It's getting very close. As I say, I keep noticing things keep breaking. I have to keep repairing stuff. But anyway, getting there. But what I wanted to talk about before the game actually was I had a couple of weeks off because I got really pissed off with the game and just had no enthusiasm or energy for it. And I think a lot of people go through this when you stick on a project for a long time. You just get bored and sick and tired of it, and actually just launching it was doing my head in. I couldn't be bothered to deal with it, so I thought I'd just take a couple of weeks off and do some other projects. But I wanted to keep them indie dev related, so hopefully I'd get some value out of it. And one of the things I did is my Jira board. It's all my audio. Is I went back to an old project and I revived it and tweaked it for indie dev. And this might be useful to someone. It's going to be useful to me. The one thing I've realised is I've got on Twitter, especially, which is my main platform for all my indie stuff. It's just trying to get into Discord, but not really feeling it at the moment. So I'll stick with Twitter. But all my audience is pretty much indie devs, and I think this is the trap we all fall into as devs. It's a really cool community, so everyone sort of connects up quite quickly, and you follow lots of indie devs and they follow you. But I haven't got any gamers, which is like my target audience. So I need to start thinking about that, and I've got some ideas around that. Just turn this down a bit. And I'm hoping this is going to help. So I built this app a while ago, and it basically just listens out to to Twitter Live, and when it detects certain keywords, it'll publish the content on here. It's not working as well as it should be actually. It should be finding loads. Oh no, because I filtered it. So that's what it does. And what I was thinking is actually I might tweak this for finding people posting about things like Lost, X-Files, films, so sci-fi films, and start trying to grasp some sort of concept of who these people might be, and when it comes to investing money into advertisement, might have a head start. I haven't really figured out precisely what I'm going to do with it, but you can get loads of info from one single tweet. And what I was doing was capturing all this info and putting it in a spreadsheet and getting some rather interesting data, I guess. Let me see if I can find the thing quickly. Spreadsheet, something like that. Yeah, here we go. I think this is one for Screenshot Saturday. So for those who don't know, on Saturdays, most devs use the hashtag Screenshot Saturday, bloody hell, Screenshot Saturday, and post screenshots of their content. So this tool that I built is listening out for those. You can see there's literally thousands. I think this was over 6 hours or something. I left it running when I went out, and it's kind of cool to see hashtags that get used. Give you an idea of which hashtags to be focusing on, people to follow potentially, or you got their followers. And I thought I was collecting how many people are following them, but that must have been that's on the app. Then I started creating graphs out of it, so you can see the most followed person, which which is this dude here. If I can click on him. Yeah, location again. I'm not really sure how useful that is, especially with Twitter, because you can put anything in for location. Let the fun begin. Deep in the internet. But 6.5% of people put that as well. British tank is watching you. Hashtags. I thought this is probably the most useful at this stage because it's interesting to see that screenshot Saturday, one word, all lowercase, is the most popular. Screenshot Saturday with capital S 2.8. I'll probably just. Yeah, again, I don't really know. Just wanted to do something that was a bit different from game dev for once, and this is what I came up with. I'm sure there's something in there, there's something useful, I've just got to figure it out. As I say, maybe trying to find gamers that like the sort of game I'm developing. But then I don't want to start doing the whole cold calling thing. Anyway, so that's kind of what I did. Had a little play, did a few other bits, did some stuff in processing, which I love. It's a Java app for like knocking up digital art applications quite quickly and easily. And then I came back to this, broken, and I'm going to show you what I've done. Oh, I've also done my trailer. I should link to that below. I'll put that in the comments below, the description below. That took a while. I'm still not 100% happy with it, but it's a good start. And I'm trying to think when I last did a video. Probably 3 weeks ago now. I've played around with the visuals quite a bit again. This is a regular thing for me, playing with the visuals. Playing with the visuals and seeing it in VR though, that's because I haven't seen this in VR until recently, and that was awesome. I loved it. The smoke that was at the fog. But the scale is about right now, so the trees feel the right height. All the objects you interact with. I still got to change that T- to something a bit more graphical. But essentially, like you if you don't find shelter within the time that you're given, you restart and have to find somewhere. So it's really worth exploring the island at the beginning, which was a massive part of this game. Right, was like just exploring and walking around and seeing what's here. There's more stuff I want to hide in the island. And something I've been thinking about the story is there's a lot of narrative, which I've really struggled with, like trying to write a script. I think I've written the script, I don't know how, 6 times or so. And I don't like it. I just don't like all the text on the screen. And I don't think players like it either, because it's like you're trying to read and see what's going on. I don't want to do cutscenes, although there's a couple of cutscenes, but they're very short, just to get you through to the next part of the game, really. And there's no... it doesn't go on for long, so that's fine. I'm not too worried about that. This area needs sorting, but yeah, the narrative, it's not working. And then I was just watching some videos before this video, actually, before recording this, about storytelling in games. And I think what I'm going to do is actually go back to where I originally was, which was try and tell the story with objects in the game, a bit like Half-Life 2 and Unreal. They're 2 really awesome atmospheric games, but they didn't have a story, they didn't have a narrative being read out to you or displayed on the screen. The characters in the game told the story, all the items in the world told the story. I haven't got any characters in my game because I don't know how to do it. I can't be do all the animation, and I have to pay for a voiceover actor and all that sort of stuff. It just isn't in scope of my game, so I can definitely do the items in the world, and I think that's what I'm going to focus on next, is putting items in the world that help move the story around. Do you know what I mean? This is what I'm talking about. In the distance I can see the campsite, and it's too much text. And do you need it? Some good feedback I got on my trailer was actually don't tell me, show me. And actually I think that's what I'm doing in the game, is I'm telling the player what's happening rather than showing them. which is cool because that means I can actually get rid of all the narrative. Well, not all of it. Some of it needs to stay, but I can cut it down a hell of a lot, which makes the game development a lot easier. Because I've struggled with trying to get this in the right order and trying to make sure the player reaches it in at the right time, and trying to keep it short enough that it doesn't get boring, but also informative. So if I scrap all that, win. And this is what I'm talking about. I started doing it right, so this dude as well, he's happy in bed. Oh, you can hear that, but he's snoring. And you might have seen he was glitching, and he'll randomly glitch. And again, that all, there you go. At this point in the game, it's like, originally I was going to sort of try and start hinting towards what's going on there, but then I figured, I don't need to. It comes later, and you'll figure that you'll find out why that's happening. Oh yeah, little touches like this might turn fire a bit. Looks good at night. The flames are a bit shit though, aren't they? They're a bit 2D billboard. Anyway, I've got to stop spending so much time on things like that. Yeah, so redone this whole area, tried to make it a little bit more intimate with the flowers and a bit more colourful. We can trigger one of the cutscenes. Let's just say this is really a way for me to move the game along without having to do too much of some mad interaction that, I don't know. There you go. Less is more. You can figure out what's going on here just by the sound of it. That's perhaps a bit too subtle. But you can see the campfire in the background. It's night time clearly. That's what I'm using the cutscene for. Needs to be a bit of a heartbeat there. Oh, bloody thunder! Stop! I toned that right down the other way. I don't know why it's gone back like that. Again, you see, then I jump straight to the narrative. And cut that. Alright, you wake up. Look around. He's gone. Fuck. Actually, I need to add it. Yeah, right. I'm not gonna... And then, as we walk away, look around. We find a walkie-talkie. Which isn't shining up very well because the torch is going through the ground. But now we've got a walkie-talkie and we turn it on, and you probably can't hear that too well, but yeah. So now what do you do? Figure it out.
Radiation levels rising.
Just going to show you another area that I've worked on. I've always wanted a bunker in this game. You know, Lost had a bunker. This is having a bunker.
Radiation levels rising. Seek shelter.
There's some clipping going on there, which is annoying. Don't seem to be able to see that.
Radiation levels rising. Seek shelter.
Yeah, you see again, text. So I'm going to replace and I started again just trying it out by telling the story with stuff in the game. So there'll be things on the wall, and this isn't staying. I was just messing around with this. I just needed to see if it would be clear enough, and it is. So I nicked some Facebook pictures, and you know that the bunker is probably going to be the first time where you actually start to see and understand a bit about the island and you know what's going on. I'm hoping to get a little computer in here, obviously, like a 1982 Amstrad thing or BBC, all green screen, clicking away, and that again will have a bit of story progression in it. There is another area around the back here. So I don't want to give too much away, you know. I don't want to show too much. Shit. I think I'm going to go back to the intro. I've got no way of skipping this at the moment because I broke that. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I've got... So for the demo, I'm still trying to aim for the end of the month. I think I'll have a first playable that I can give to some close friends to try out before I actually say like the demo's done, and yeah, go from there really. Get the demo out and start getting feedback. Should we watch the trailer? Might. Let's have a quick look. Oh look, here we go. Here's that thing. Taking Twitter posts and pushing it here. Anyway. So, my channel. Again, I'll put the link down below so you can watch this. I need to re-edit this. Push that volume up a little bit. Yeah, I'm gonna watch this and have a beer. Go. Demo coming soon. Just get it. Yeah, so I'm not a fan of the. I think the beginning bit needs a bit of work. The game, by the way, I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but I always had this concept with the game of like luring people into a sense of false sense of security, like by presenting this really sort of lush green calming island where loads of really weird random shit happens. So I wanted to kind of have that divide in the trailer to show the two sides of the game, which is why, you know, you've got this sort of split right in the middle where it goes from nice calming, oh yeah, look at that in the cave, to now you're being locked in, what the fuck's going on. This actually, the truth is here. This is going to be my catchphrase for the game, I think, and it's by pure coincidence that I had that, because I was playing into the X-Files element. Obviously, like the truth is not out there, which is not what they were saying in the X-Files, because the truth is out there. But actually, all like in this game, all that crazy stuff is happening on this island. So yeah, you'll find out what the truth is and what's going on. Yeah, quite like the trailer. Alright, this bit needs sorting. Like, it's too many effects, a bit wizzy, blah, blah, blah. This bit's fine. I love this side of the story. I think actually all the feedback I've had is pretty much like, yeah, this side of the demo is cool. This one needs a bit of work. So I'll look into this before I launch the demo. I've also got to get my Steam page sorted at some point, which is money more than anything else, and just time. But yeah, I'll obviously this will go on that page and start getting the whole wishlist Wednesday thing going. Another Twitter tag. And I think, guys, that is it for today. Hopefully I didn't bore you too much. Again, like, I know these videos aren't giving you much content or useful information. This is mainly for me, just to sort of document my progress. I'd love to be able to actually spend the time to do something that gives something back to you that's more than just gibberish, like some learnings. But I think once I get the game out of the way, or the demo, I might just sit down and start thinking about doing some videos on how I got to this point. You never know, it might help someone. But for now, chin chin. Here's a nice beer, and I'll see you next time.